Do you recall a time when a Las Vegas buffet offered unlimited prime rib for just $3 and children dined for free on Sundays? When parking was complimentary, a $20 slot machine investment could secure your room and you could indulge like royalty without straining your budget. That era has now concluded. Las Vegas has effectively dismissed the loyal patrons who were instrumental in its growth, signaling that their patronage is no longer sufficiently valued. This report details how the American dream was dismantled, one buffet at a time. It began in 1946, when Las Vegas was merely a desert highway town with grand aspirations. The solution involved providing an assortment of cold cuts and several hot dishes for a fixed price of $1 for an all-you-can-eat experience. It was named the Chuck Wagon, later rebranded as the Buckaroo Buffet, and advertised to pacify the howling coyote in your innards. Historical accounts indicate the concept originated with hotel staff, with some sources crediting publicist Herb McDonald, while the establishment was owned by Sanford Adler at that time. Adler's late-night gamblers were becoming hungry after the showroom closed, and he required a method to keep them on the premises. His solution was to offer a spread of cold cuts and a few hot dishes for precisely $1 for unlimited servings. He named it the Buckaroo Buffet and marketed it as a remedy for intense hunger. According to historical records from the Las Vegas Advisor, that $1 midnight feast became so popular that every casino in the city replicated the model within months. The key to the success of these early buffets was their function as loss leaders. The casino was unconcerned with losing money on the food, confident that patrons would subsequently spend 20 times that amount at the gaming tables. The Dunes charged $1.50 for its hunt breakfast, which included champagne, bagels, and lox. The Silver Slipper's dinner smorgasbord was priced at just $1.98. Even the most lavish offerings at Caesar's Palace had a maximum price of $2.75. These were not merely prices, they were commitments. Commitments that Las Vegas would accommodate the average person, allowing you to bring your family for a weekend and genuinely afford to have fun. The casino proprietors of that era grasped a principle that modern corporate executives seem to have forgotten. Satisfied customers become loyal customers. And it was loyal customers who built this city. The appeal of those initial buffets extended beyond their affordability. It was about the experience. Families could genuinely afford to dine out together. A father could enjoy ample roast beef, while a mother tried the shrimp cocktail, and the children delighted in the dessert station. It was a form of culinary democracy, and all were welcome. What did we regulars comprehend then that financial analysts fail to grasp today? That Las Vegas was marketing aspirations, not just meals. When you entered the Silver Slipper Buffet, you were receiving more than dinner. You were experiencing a taste of the high life at prices that made you feel as though you had already won. The 1980s brought about change which, at first, appeared to be an improvement. Casino operators began to recognize that perhaps they could charge slightly more in exchange for a significantly larger selection of food. Prices gradually increased to $5, then $8, and eventually $12. But the variety of food available expanded dramatically in return. Then, in 1993, everything shifted. The Rio Las Vegas launched its Carnival World Buffet, and the term Super Buffet was introduced to our vocabulary. According to research from Las Vegas culinary experts, this was not a mere buffet, but a gastronomic theme park. It featured over 200 distinct items arranged in themed sections: American, Mexican, Italian, Chinese, a carving station, and the very first Mongolian grill in Las Vegas. This is where traditional Las Vegas instincts proved to be correct. The Rio's management understood spectacle. They recognized you were not just purchasing a meal, you were purchasing an entire experience. The Carnival World Buffet became a destination in its own right. People would travel from California just to dine there. The queue for the buffet resembled a grand Las Vegas procession, and the food was continuously supplied, much like a dealer's unending deal. But the Rio was not content to stop there. In the late 90s, they introduced the Village Seafood Buffet next door, a separate establishment devoted entirely to delicacies from the sea, including lobster, crab legs, fresh oysters, and premium sushi. For about 20 bucks, you could dine in a style reminiscent of Sinatra. Following a successful night at the tables, the next major evolution arrived when Bellagio opened in 1998 and introduced the gourmet buffet concept. Steve Wynn, a masterful promoter with an unparalleled understanding of Las Vegas, decided that if he were to charge premium prices, he must also deliver premium quality food. The Bellagio buffet offered made-to-order omelets, prime rib carved upon request, and desserts that resembled creations from a French patisserie. Other casinos could not allow Bellagio to monopolize the spotlight. The Wynn opened with 16 live cooking stations. Paris Las Vegas adopted a French theme, while Planet Hollywood focused on a Hollywood motif. Every major resort aimed to surpass its rivals. The pinnacle of this trend arrived in 2012 with the opening of the Bacchanal Buffet at Caesar's Palace, a $100 million culinary marvel featuring 9 exhibition kitchens and over 500 different dishes prepared daily. According to industry reports, this buffet established the new gold standard for what an all-you-can-eat experience could be. However, longtime observers noted a consistent trend. Prices kept escalating. $20 became $30, $30 became $50, and $50 became $75. The casinos were learning a perilous lesson, that they could command premium prices and people would continue to pay them. Still, even at 50 or 60 bucks, those super buffets provided value. You were receiving restaurant-quality food from various cuisines, often prepared by James Beard award-winning chefs. Portions were generous, service was attentive, and you could still bring your family without needing to secure a second mortgage. Then, in March of 2020, everything came to a halt. The global health crisis gave casinos. The affected venues include the Feast buffets at Red Rock, Green Valley Ranch, and Sunset Station, which had been popular fixtures for Las Vegas residents for decades. These were not tourist traps. They were neighborhood gathering places where locals celebrated birthdays, anniversaries, and Sunday family dinners. The Rio's legendary Carnival World Buffet was permanently closed and converted into a venue called the Canteen Food Hall. The Aria Buffet, which once served some of the finest food on the Strip, is now the Proper Eats Food Hall with individual vendors selling $18 sandwiches. Here is the detail that should infuriate every Las Vegas regular. The surviving buffets are not only fewer, they are astronomically more expensive. The Bacchanal Buffet now charges from $86 to $18 depending on the day, plus tax and tip. The Wynn Buffet reaches $79.99 for dinner. Bellagio charges $74.99. These are not buffet prices, they are fine dining prices for cafeteria-style service. According to current pricing data I have researched, a family of 4 can easily spend between $400 and $500 for a single buffet meal at these premium locations. Remember when that same family could eat for a total of $20 to $30? But the true insult is not just the price, it is what has replaced the buffets. Food halls are the new buzzword and they are everywhere. Aria's Proper Eats, the Rio's Canteen, Block 16 at the Cosmopolitan. These are not buffets. They are upscale food courts where you pay restaurant prices for food court convenience. A Las Vegas local and digital creator recently told Fox News that food halls are essentially just more stylish, trendier food courts designed to attract younger and cooler crowds. In other words, they do not want families. They do not want locals. They want affluent millennials who believe paying $25 for Korean fried chicken makes them sophisticated. But longtime Las Vegas residents tell a very different story about what has been lost. I found some poignant comments from longtime Las Vegas residents that perfectly capture this loss. One local who has lived in Las Vegas since 1975 wrote, "Families liked those inexpensive buffets. Even with your kids, prices were quite low. The casinos now seem only to want to attract rich elites who do not care that buffets are high-priced with only average quality. Another longtime resident shared, "I used to go to Vegas 4 or 5 times a year and brought a comfortable amount for gaming. The combination of pricing changes and constant extra charges has completely drained my desire to go to Vegas." These are not just complaints, they are obituaries for a way of life that built Las Vegas. The buffets were not just about food, they were about community. They were where 3 generations of a family could sit together and everyone could find something they liked. Grandpa got his prime rib, Dad tried the seafood, Mom sampled the international stations, and the kids filled up on mac and cheese and ice cream. Station casinos understood this better than anyone. Their feast buffets were designed for locals, with comfort food, reasonable prices, and a neighborhood atmosphere. According to customer reviews I found, people celebrated birthdays there, held family reunions, and brought first dates to impress them with the good life at affordable prices. When Station announced their buffets would never reopen, they were not just closing restaurants, they were demolishing gathering places that had anchored Las Vegas communities for decades. But before you lose all faith in Vegas, in some positive news, there are still establishments upholding tradition, offering the Las Vegas experience at prices that remain accessible. South Point's Garden Buffet has emerged as a significant option for buffet enthusiasts. According to reports, it is the only casino buffet to have remained continuously open since July 2020 and has reverted to full self-service. Prices are reported to range from $18.95 to $52.95 depending on the meal, which is considered reasonable in the current market. The venue is popular among locals and reviews consistently commend both its quality and its value. The Palms AC Buffet offers a dinner service for $47 on Mondays and Tuesdays, considered by food experts to be one of the best buffet deals in Las Vegas. It is located off-strip, which allows it to cater to local residents and value-conscious visitors rather than exclusively pursuing tourist revenue. Circus Circus continues to operate its weekend buffet at family-friendly prices, recognizing that not every visitor to Las Vegas is a high-stakes gambler. Its breakfast buffet is priced at $32.95, and while it operates only from Friday through Sunday, it preserves the traditional Las Vegas spirit where families are welcome. For those exploring beyond the main tourist corridors, smaller ethnic buffets throughout Las Vegas continue to offer authentic experiences at moderate prices. For example, venues like Mount Everest, India's cuisine, charge approximately $15 for lunch buffets that feature exceptional quality and variety. Even certain premium buffets occasionally provide offers that pay homage to their history. The Wynn's brunch at $59.99 is expensive by past standards but is deemed reasonable for the quality provided. Bacchanal offers a 24-hour buffet pass that permits entry to multiple Caesars properties, recalling the former Buffet of Buffets deals. However, the reality behind these changes presents a more challenging landscape for Las Vegas regulars. The central issue is that many longtime visitors feel the city they helped establish is now attempting to price them out. Critics suggest that executives who may not have understood what made the city unique have concluded that decades of loyalty are less important than pursuing wealthy tourists who may not distinguish between authentic Las Vegas hospitality and corporate profit-driven policies. However, consumers do hold influence. Each decision to support the remaining authentic Las Vegas experiences, such as South Point's buffet or the Palms Monday deals, is a form of economic statement for the Las Vegas of memory. Every time consumers bypass overpriced food halls in favor of alternatives, a message is sent that their patronage will not be taken for granted. The challenge is that today's Las Vegas requires navigational skills that were not essential in previous eras. It is now necessary to research deals, time visits with care, and identify which establishments still offer genuine value. The days of walking into any casino and finding a favorable buffet deal have passed. For families, this development means that Las Vegas vacation planning has fundamentally changed. Whereas they once could rely on affordable family dining all along the Strip, they must now budget meticulously and search for the few remaining value options. Many families are finding that staying at off-strip properties like South Point or Sunset Station affords them better access to affordable dining. A positive outcome is that the remaining buffets offering good value have become gathering points for people who remember what Las Vegas used to represent. When dining at the Garden Buffet or the Palms AC, patrons are often among fellow travelers who believe Las Vegas was intended to be about aspirations, not just corporate profit margins. And that perspective connects directly to the larger story of how the city itself has evolved. The narrative of Las Vegas buffets is effectively the narrative of Las Vegas itself, detailing how a town built on making dreams accessible for working people gradually transformed into a destination for the wealthy. This story, however, is not yet concluded. Every comment posted, every story shared, and every choice of value over hype contributes to a broader discussion about what Las Vegas should become. Casino executives are monitoring these trends, and they do respond when customers make their preferences known with enough clarity. Supporting the places that still adhere to these values is key. Celebrating the buffets that maintain quality and value, and sharing experiences, both positive and negative, helps other Las Vegas regulars know where to find authentic experiences and which venues may have lost sight of their heritage. Most importantly, critics caution against the idea that high-priced food halls and $400 family dinners are a sign of progress. They argue progress would be maintaining the traditional Las Vegas spirit while improving quality and service. What is being observed instead is corporate greed presented as sophistication. The Las Vegas buffet story is ultimately one of respect. Respect for the customers who built the industry, respect for the traditions that made Las Vegas distinct, and respect for the notion that everyone deserves access to a quality experience, not only those with premium credit cards. This respect is a principle worth defending, one meal at a time. If this report has illuminated what Las Vegas is truly becoming, follow our platform for more analysis on how the city is changing. We are fostering a community of Las Vegas regulars who are concerned about the corporate takeover of this popular destination. Enable notifications to receive every update on the ongoing debate for the soul of Las Vegas. What is your Las Vegas buffet story? Share it in the comments section below and let us collectively raise awareness about what has been lost and what many are fighting to preserve.